Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. Now instead of talking about the Dragon Ball Super English dub that I have been for the last couple of days, I wanted to take a step back and to really discuss the Dragon Ball Super movie, and I know I've done that on the channel, but I just wanted to go through the trailer, particularly the text of the trailer, and basically just discuss what each of the text means. So here we go. The first bit of text that we have in the Dragon Ball Super movie trailer, coming out on December 14th, 2018, at least in Japan. There's no global date yet, but anyway, the first bit of text we have is original story, screenplay, and character design by Akira Toriyama. I won't go into much detail on what this means since it's pretty self-explanatory, and I already did a video with MJTV, so please go check that out, explaining the writing process regarding the Dragon Ball Super movie and how the screenplay will be written by Toriyama. But I'll give you a general outline if you haven't seen the video, but I do urge you to check it out since it's more in depth. So he is making the original story, that's self-explanatory. The screenplay, which is Toriyama written, but there's still going to be continuity checks and little edits here and there just to check for continuity, just like his Resurrection F script by Toei writers and whatnot. And the character designs, the initial character designs, will be done by Toriyama. So that's basically it, pretty self-explanatory stuff. And now we move on to the more interesting stuff, the more interesting text layered throughout this Dragon Ball Super movie trailer. So yeah, okay, here's where the interesting stuff begins, since the original story, screenplay, and character design by Akira Toriyama, that's pretty self-explanatory, and if you want that covered more in detail, like I said, there's a video on my channel explaining all of that with MJTV, so I'll link that in the description. Please go check it out. Anyway, the other text that is on this trailer includes "A new adventure to be the strongest begins," which is pretty interesting phrasing. I mean, a new adventure to be the strongest begins. I mean, that just sums up Dragon Ball and Goku's journey as a whole, to be the strongest. So yeah, and a new story, you know, a new adventure, really. This is presumably taking place before the end of Z, so yes, it's new from a release date point of view. There's still newer stuff in the Dragon Ball timeline, like the 20th Tenkaichi Budokai, but I see where they're going with this. You know, they're just trying to hype up fans, like a new adventure to be the strongest begins. A lot of power words there, a lot of strong words. I mean, strongest is in the text itself, so that's why, you know, it's in the trailer. It's just a lot of power words, and just to make it seem more epic. And the music, in fact, it has an adventure sort of feel. It does make you feel like, oh, this is going to be an epic sort of showdown, an epic adventure. That's what the music sort of, you know, comes across to me, at least. So yeah, and the text totally reinforces this. A new adventure to be the strongest begins. So yeah, basically that sums up all of Dragon Ball, but you know, they're using power words to try to drum up hype for a movie. I have no problem with this. This is kind of cool. And then, you know, where the interesting stuff comes in, the really interesting stuff, is when it says throughout the trailer, "A Saiyan has no limits." Now this is a great marketing strategy, I believe, and this is crucial. You know, it's a crucial marketing strategy, not only in this film trailer, but in actually the last episode of Dragon Ball Super, you know, Dragon Ball Super episode 131, they mentioned that a Saiyan has no limits, or Saiyans rather have no limits, with referencing Goku and Vegeta, you know, the full-blooded Saiyans. They have no limits. And they said that at the very end of Dragon Ball Super episode 131, so I just think it's interesting that this sentence comes into play in the Dragon Ball Super movie trailer as well. So right off the heels of episode 131, we hear "A Saiyan has no limits," or "A Saiyan's limits can always be, you know, surpassed," or whatever the wording was in episode 131, and then right as we see the trailer, it says the same thing. So this is definitely going to be a crucial part of the movie. The whole entire point of the movie, the entire theme is, you know, science and their power, so this is a great marketing sort of tagline that, you know, could carry some weight throughout the movie. And I was talking with my friend BG about this, and we just both think it's quite interesting that a Saiyan has no limits is the tagline of the movie, and it's definitely going to come into play in some shape or form. And I was talking with him, and it's quite interesting. Does it mean Goku and Vegeta? Probably. Does this mean that Ultra Instinct, which is not a Super Saiyan form, Ultra Instinct is not exclusive to the Saiyans, since, you know, it's a god power more than anything, it's a god state of being more than anything. Do you think that Ultra Instinct will not return because the movie is trying to say the Saiyans have no limits? You know, Dragon Ball Super beforehand was about the gods and stuff, but now we're leaning more into the Saiyans and the past history of the Saiyans and the power of the Saiyans. So that leads me to believe that Ultra Instinct won't be in this movie at all, and it will be focused on transformations. And, you know, I did a video with Quinn Quaman about, you know, the potential themes in Dragon Ball Super, this movie, and we said that Goku and Vegeta's branching evolutions in terms of, like, Goku going into Ultra Instinct and Vegeta going into his Super Saiyan evolution form, you know, the Super Saiyan Blue evolved form in the Tournament of Power arc, will be, you know, continued as a potential theme in the Dragon Ball Super movie. That's what we think. And, you know, them saying a Saiyan has no limits, that could just be, you know, reassurance of that. So yeah, it could be possible that Ultra Instinct doesn't show up at all, since it's not a Saiyan exclusive power, and also the villain is a you know, is a main contender in this trailer. So it's just a great tagline, I believe. A Saiyan has no limits. It's catchy, it's just, it gets stuck in your head, you know? And since it's been repeated throughout, you know, the entire franchise, and also, especially Dragon Ball Super Episode 131, I just think it's a brilliant tagline, and yeah, I cannot wait to see how this movie is executed with its themes regarding Saiyans and their power. And yeah, but I'm pretty sure Ultra Instinct and the gods in general will have a you know, sort of a background role. You know, it will take a backseat to the Saiyans and their lore. So yeah, the Saiyans will be the main focus, obviously, and not necessarily the gods like we saw in Dragon Ball Super. That's only my prediction, due to this tagline, a Saiyan has no limits. The final bit of text comes at the very end, and it says coming soon, which, you know, it's obvious, it's coming soon. December, that's pretty soon, you know, only a few months away. So yeah, coming soon, self-explanatory, obviously. Any trailer says this, but also the most interesting part, the most intriguing part to me is Earth has Goku. That's interesting. Obviously, they couldn't say, you know, Earth has Goku, Vegeta, Majin Buu, Gohan, Muten Roshi, Krillin, Tenshinhan, Yamcha, Beerus, Whis, and hell, even fucking Frieza at this point. Obviously, it couldn't fit all that, and it had to be catchy for the trailer, since, you know, it's a trailer. It should get you pumped up. It should get you like, oh yeah, like, let's do this. And catchy taglines, you know, is just an effective way of doing it. And yeah, so I know that they couldn't fit all of those people, and it needed to be snappy, so Earth has Goku, that was just the, you know, thing that they put on the trailer at the very end, Earth has Goku. But maybe this is a bad thing. Maybe this is actually more telling of the movie than we actually think. Earth has Goku. Goku. Goku time. You know, Goku taking all the spotlight away from people. Which, if that's the case, and this movie is, like, basically solely about Goku, which I don't think's right if they even do that, because Vegeta is, like, the main Saiyan. You know, like, throughout the Frieza saga, he was the one giving all the expository dialogue about the Saiyans and whatnot, and he is, you know, the principal Saiyans, and basically the entire Frieza arc, which this movie is kind of stemming off of, in a sense, is directly because of Vegeta. So it's kind of wrong. If this tagline is more telling than it's, you know, than it actually is, that could be a bad thing. Earth has Goku, you know. It couldn't be Earth has our you know, heroes or whatever. It's Goku, which is fine. He's the main character, obviously. He should get, you know, most of the spotlight, but it's just interesting to see that, like, from the Universe Survival arc to this, where in the Universe Survival arc, it showcased everybody. Everybody had a fair shake in a Tournament of Power, and that whole arc in general. So if this is more telling, if Earth Has Goku is an actual sort of thing that they're going to play with, and Goku's going to get all of the spotlight and nobody's going to really have a fair shake, like the Universe Survival arc. I mean, I don't expect fucking Ten Shinhan or Muten Roshi to get some spotlight in this new movie, but at least Vegeta. I mean, they didn't even show Vegeta in the trailer, and yes, it's a teaser, but it's kind of like, it's a little jarring, since the origin of the Saiyans is basically revolving around Vegeta and Frieza. They should be the central characters of this movie, plus any other new characters that, you know, they want to include, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of weird how this trailer doesn't really have Frieza or Vegeta. Now, it's only a teaser, but still. Since they have a catalyst for all of this Saiyan backstory and whatnot, and Goku really doesn't have much ties to the Saiyans. I mean, if you really think about it, like, not necessarily the Saiyans, because he is a Saiyan, obviously, but, like, let's go back to the Frieza arc. Goku doesn't really have anything to do with the Frieza arc besides he shows up and he beats Frieza. That's it. He has no motivation besides protecting his friends and whatnot. So yeah, it's all Vegeta and Frieza. All of the tension, all of the drama comes from, you know, stems from Frieza and Vegeta, and Krillin and Gohan while they're on Namek. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. The point is, I hope that Earth Has Goku isn't more telling than it is, and I hope Goku isn't, you know, the all-star show, you know, power player here. I just wish that everyone sort of gets a fair shake, at least Vegeta and Frieza, since they are basically the bread and butter of the Saiyan and Frieza arc, obviously, because Frieza arc, it's in his name. So yeah, although to be completely fair with the Dragon Ball Super movie, the Battle of Gods teaser trailer only showcased Goku, and the Resurrection F trailer, the teaser for that, showed Shenlong and Goku. So a lot of Goku action in these Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, whatever you want to call them, these Dragon Ball teaser trailers in the modern era. So to be completely fair, it does have only Goku in those trailers as well. And obviously at the very start, do I even need to mention this? At the very start there's text, and, well, it's not really a text, it's a logo. It's the Toei logo, Toei animation. I didn't really need to explain that, but, you know, there you go. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. What do you think about the text, the taglines in this Dragon Ball Super trailer? Let me know in the comments. I really want to hear what you guys have to say, and I just hope that this movie isn't Goku time. That would be kind of jarring and very weird, but I'm probably wrong and reading too deep into the Earth Has Goku line, but we'll wait and see. I cannot wait till December. What do you guys think? I'm very hyped for the movie, and even if the movie turns out to suck, you know, turns out to be shitty, I'll probably still have a good time watching it in the cinema, because it's Dragon Ball, you know, animated by top tier people in the industry. You know, we got tons of, you know, high tier animators on this, and yeah, it'll still be hype in the cinema, like, trust me. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.